Soccer was first played in England almost 2 centuries ago, but now has become a global phenomenon, especially in Mexico. This popularity has branched out over the border into New Mexico. I decided to interview someone from the community to get a closer look at the impact of soccer on the community. I interviewed Josue Andrade, an 18-year-old young adult who graduated from West Mesa High School last spring. Josue and I have been friends since the 6th grade, and we have played soccer together since. But I wanted to get an idea for how he views soccer and his experiences. Josue describes himself as a hard-working and kind person, and this kindness stemming from his religious connections of being a devoted Christian since birth. Josue also describes himself as athletic and young, and his athletic career started with soccer. Josue's family is originally from Chihuahua in northern Mexico near the border. And Josue states that whenever he visits family there, he notices how kids will play soccer anywhere, since there are few soccer fields built or in good condition. They will play on basketball courts, dirt lots, and street alleyways. The youth of Mexico use soccer as a pastime, and that's how Josue first started playing. Josue first started playing soccer in 1st grade, playing during recess with the other kids. But Josue already had plans and a goal to play competitively in the future. Josue says that his biggest personal idol is his older stepbrother, who is 12 years older than him and was so good at soccer that he was nearly scouted in his youth. Josue started playing for his school team in 3rd grade, and in middle school made his middle school's team again. His middle school being John Adams Middle School, roughly half a mile away from West Mesa High. John Adams is a relatively poor school in need of serious renovation. Josue continued playing soccer in high school. Freshman year he made JV for West Mesa and played his first club season. Next year, he became a floater, playing mostly for the JV team but helping the varsity team occasionally. His junior year, he finally made varsity and was even a captain by the end of the season. He continued leading his team in his senior year until he graduated in spring 2021. From wanting to get better at soccer during high school, Josue even did track and field, which is rare as most soccer players do not like to play any other sports. But Josue knew he needed to get faster in order to reach his goals of being like his older brother and of making the state tournament one day. And through hard work and dedication, he has improved a great amount, stepped up as a leader, and overcame great adversity. I have known Josue since middle school, and we have grown up together since. And Josue has always had an underdog mentality and respect for people who are better than him at soccer or more knowledgeable. This can be due to coming from a low-income family from a foreign country, so the idea of having to work for what you want has been embedded into his warrior mentality. Josue made most of his close friends playing soccer in high school, including myself and other friends and teammates. Josue says that it was easier to make friends with other soccer players than with kids who didn't play because they shared a hobby, and because since his friends were athletes too, they shared the same work ethic that he did, and through their friendships, they could improve together. Josue says that soccer has been a tool for him to overcome difficult times by distracting himself with his friends and his training and focus on getting better. Josue says that in high school, he would play soccer a lot, especially in the summer after he went through his worst breakup. It felt good to be surrounded by friends during this tough time for him, especially since he had been isolated for months because of the pandemic.
This is the field at West Mesa High School where Josue would practice every day. This is where he would put in the work, put in the hours, and attempted to take what was his. But during the summer of 2020, it was not only home to him, but also other kids. These kids were looking for a place where they could call home to the game they love so much due to places being closed because of the pandemic and their seasons being postponed. And it was home not only to kids from West Mesa High School, but also kids from Atrisco and Rio Grande High School. And this is where they were all united under one common goal of training to get better for their upcoming season.
Josue believes the community should do more to help low-income kids have money to play club soccer by helping to fundraise, donate, or offering more scholarships. An urgent problem that exists in Hispanic communities and specifically Westside Albuquerque that I saw from my experiences is the difficulty for Hispanic students to make grades to play sports in high school. This can be due to language barriers, but I believe it stems from the push from their families for these teens who should be focused on school to get jobs as soon as they can to help support their families. Kids, as soon as they enter high school, begin working in manual labor jobs with their fathers or uncles. There should be an effort to help these kids focus on soccer if that is what they wish to do, by not making club leagues too pricey for low-income families and pushing them to focus on their education after high school and raise the Hispanic dropout rate. One way the community has already opened more opportunities for the youth who want to play soccer professionally is the founding of the New Mexico United Soccer Youth Academy as a way for native players to have an opportunity to go pro here in New Mexico where their roots are at. And going pro is not the only way to keep playing soccer into their adulthood. Josue and many young adults ranging from teenagers to mid-30s still play soccer regularly at a local indoor facility where they make their own teams and play against their friends from the same school or other schools. Here it is noticeable that it is almost completely Hispanics and the cheap prices make the fun accessible to almost everyone. Josue says he will play soccer for as long as he can until father time catches up to him at an older age. And places like Pancho's and the fields at Waste Mesa create an opportunity for these kids to play soccer into their adulthood. Josue has decided not to go to college and is pursuing his real estate license and plans to become a real estate agent and save money and invest through an entrepreneurial path. But Josue is just one of the many teens, young adults, and adults united by soccer in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
We got it. You're too far though, aren't you? I was a lot closer. Ready? Recording? Get in the moment. Straight faces, straight faces. Mom Spaghetti, you're nervous, but he looked calm and ready to drop bombs. But they keep on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd looks loud.